The Xianzhou continent is vast and expansive with 100,000 sects in the eastern frontier. The pinnacle of cultivation allows one to control the sun and moon with a merge hand, and grasp Hongmeng in the heart. The apex of martial practitioners lies in reaching the end of the heavenly road and becoming the heavenly emperor. However, the heavenly road is incredibly arduous. The slightest hesitation will lead to endless purgatory, where bones turn to ash and the soul scatters. Amidst the grandeur of the Heavenly Sword Sect, the air resonated with the echoes of furious scoldings. The master, adorned in the regalia befitting his lofty status, cast a stern gaze upon his wayward son. Unfilial son! Of all the sects you could have provoked, why did it have to be the Divine Blade Sect? The master's voice thundered through the halls, his disappointment palpable. You dared to drug the female disciples of the Divine Blade Sect, tarnishing their purity, and then committed an unforgivable massacre. And to compound your folly, you left behind damning evidence. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on the master's shoulders. If the 1,000-year foundation of my Heavenly Sword Sect crumbles because of your recklessness, how can I face the ancestors who laid the groundwork for our legacy? Kneeling before his father, the son, guilt etched across his face, desperately pleaded for mercy. Dad! I was momentarily bewitched. I just returned from the Azure Cloud Sect, and I couldn't resist the temptation. The master's eyes twitched with a mixture of frustration and anger. You couldn't resist? Nonsense. His palm met his son's cheek in a resounding slap. Do you not regret the havoc you've wrought? Tears streamed down the son's face as he implored, Dad, I don't want to die. Please, save me. The master, contemplating the dire situation, revealed a glimmer of a plan. Thankfully, there's still room to maneuver. I sent you to the Azure Cloud Sect over these years so that you wouldn't be recognized in the eastern frontier. I've even arranged a scapegoat for the Divine Blade Sect. A spark of relief ignited in his son's eyes. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. Leave quickly, the master instructed. Cultivate within the family sect and refrain from stirring up trouble again. Yes, yes. I'll take my leave, the son hastily replied, bowing before making his exit. As the doors closed behind his son, the master, now alone on his throne, contemplated the situation. A sinister smile crept across his face. Divine Blade Sect, he chuckled, his mind already weaving the threads of a cunning plot that extended far beyond the walls of the Heavenly Sword Sect. Deep within the impenetrable confines of the Divine Blade Sect, a sanctuary where not even a solitary bird could trespass without permission, the guarding blades stood sentinel, ready to slash any intruder into oblivion. Inside the sect, a somber gathering formed as the scapegoat, chosen to bear the sins of another, faced the ominous judgment of the Holy Maiden. Murmurs echoed among the spectators, exchanging hushed comments about the impending punishment. I heard we'll be escorting a pervert today. That's right. The Holy Maiden herself will personally punish this miscreant, defending the honor of our Divine Blade Sect. As anticipation hung in the air, the Holy Maiden, Manhwa, made her entrance. Eyes filled with determination, she stepped forward to confront the scapegoat. The scapegoat, bewildered and trembling, was brought forth by 2 guards. One of them reporting to the Holy Maiden, the pervert has arrived. May the Holy Maiden deal with him. Manhwa, her blade at the ready, lashed out at the accused. You beast! How dare you humiliate the disciples of my Divine Blade Sect? The gathered disciples whispered among themselves, commenting on the unusual circumstances. It's the Holy Maiden's sacred blade. I never thought it would be used on such a slow pervert. As the blade descended, the scapegoat, known as the Lightning Blade, unexpectedly halted the impending strike with a single finger, shattering the chains that bound him. Manhwa, perturbed by this unexpected resistance, exclaimed, he stopped my attack with just a finger. The disciples were astounded. He can withstand a strike from the Holy Maiden? Undeterred, Ji Mingyue continued her assault, slashing repeatedly at the scapegoat. Yet, to everyone's amazement, not a single scratch adorned his resilient form. Frustration etched Ji Mingyue's face. "Hey! Where is this place?" questioned the scapegoat, his defiance evident. Gritting her teeth, Ji Mingyue replied, "Your burial ground," and attacked once more. However, every strike met an impenetrable defense. The disciples watched in disbelief as their revered holy maiden struggled against a seemingly invincible opponent. An enraged disciple, unable to contain himself, drew his sword. "You bold maniac! Holy maiden, I lend you a helping hand." The scapegoat, growing weary of the futile attempts to subdue him, shouted, "Enough!" With a powerful punch, he sent the overzealous disciple hurtling through the air, crashing into a wall with a resounding impact. Panic gripped the onlookers below, as they scrambled to rescue their fallen comrade. "Senior Brother Li. Not good. Quick, save Senior Brother Li." The unfolding events had shattered the illusion of invincibility surrounding the Divine Blade Sect, leaving its disciples in awe and trepidation. The scapegoat's mysterious strength had unveiled a new chapter in the sect's history, one that would undoubtedly reverberate across the Xunzhou continent. The scapegoat raised his finger and asked, "I'll ask one more time. Where is this place?" Amidst the unfolding chaos, the scapegoat, known as Lin Dao, grappled with an excruciating pain in his head, memories flooding back. Through the haze, he locked eyes with Ji Mingyue, her gaze penetrating, as if she held a key to the enigma within him. Despite her relentless attacks, Lin Dao struggled to focus, his mind entangled in the torment of recollection. Growing weary of the futile strikes, Ji Mingyue, with a stern command, initiated a formation that swiftly enveloped Lin Dao. Fellow disciples, synchronized in their movements, closed in from all sides, leaving no avenue for escape. Just as the disciples were about to deliver the final blows, Lin Dao's eyes widened, clarity piercing through the fog of his memories. "I remember now. I was once the Heavenly Emperor and my name is Lin Dao." Beside him stood Wang Xian'er, a woman he had not truly seen for what she was. Wang Xian'er questioned Lin Dao's decision, her gaze betraying a mix of concern and skepticism. Lin Dao, resolute in his choice, explained, "I originally thought that by becoming the Heavenly Emperor, I could realize the strongest blade. Yet, after 10,000 years, the blade within me remains calm without ripples. I must disperse my cultivation and start anew." As Lin Dao began the dispersion, a surprising twist unfolded. Wang Xian'er attacked, catching Lin Dao off guard. A golden bowl emerged, radiating a divine aura. Lin Dao, blood spitting from his mouth, struggled against the unexpected assault. With a tone of authority, Lin Dao declared, "Xian'er, this is the Heavenly Emperor's decree. During this, you will temporarily take over the position of the Heavenly Emperor." Wang Xian'er, holding the golden ball, revealed a greed-filled glint in her eyes. Unexpectedly, she struck Lin Dao with a heavy blow, causing blood to spray from his mouth. Lin Dao, in shock, gasped, "Xian'er, you..." Wang Xian'er laughed sinisterly, "Call me the Heavenly Emperor." Amid Lin Dao's struggle, Wang Xian'er unveiled her true intentions. "Lin Dao, your era is finally over." She unleashed divine blades from the heavens, combining them into a powerful strike. "As of now, the world will no longer know Lin Dao, only me, Wang Xian'er." Just as she proclaimed her dominance, a catastrophic event began to unfold below, adding a layer of impending doom to the already tumultuous scene. As the strike of light hurtled towards Wang Xian'er, she stared in disbelief, her expression contorted in astonishment. "Impossible," she muttered, her confidence momentarily shattered. However, Lin Dao emerged in the air, a radiant aura enveloping him. Wang Xian'er stammered, You comprehended the blade heart? Lin Dao, now imbued with newfound strength, responded sternly, Wang Xian'er, the Heavenly Emperor's decree. You are unsuitable. With those words, he unleashed a devastating attack upon her. Divine lights cascaded from the heavens to the earth, obliterating everything in their path. The impact of the blow was so formidable that even the very earth quivered beneath its force. Lin Dao! Wang Xian'er screamed, her voice echoing a curse. Amidst the chaos, Lin Dao, though victorious, felt the toll on his being. He declared with a tone of inevitability, Did you see it? This world cannot withstand the power of the blade heart. Even the heavenly Dao will permanently bear my mark. Despite his triumph, Lin Dao sensed the imminent embrace of mortality. Wang Xian'er, sneering in her defeat, remarked with bitterness, It's just a pity that I couldn't kill you. Lin Dao. Ah! As Lin Dao teetered on the brink of being erased, he uttered some final words with resolve, Wang Xian'er, wait for me. I, Lin Dao, will return. His voice lingered in the dissipating echoes, leaving a promise etched in the winds of uncertainty. From that pivotal moment, Lin Dao found himself transported into the heart of the Divine Blade Sect. As he reminisced, his eyes snapped open, and an overwhelming aura emanated from his being, causing everyone in the vicinity to crumble to the ground. Lin Dao harnessed his newfound powers, and every disciple's sword blade hovered in the air, uncontrollable and erratic. Confusion and panic gripped the disciples as their blades defied their attempts at control. Even Manhua, renowned for her mastery, couldn't rein in her sacred blade. Infuriated, Manhua accused, Bastard! What kind of magic did you use on my sacred blade of the Divine Blade Sect? Lin Dao, exuding an air of authority, corrected her, Your sacred blade of the Divine Blade Sect? Let me correct one thing first. All the blades in the world belong to me, Lin Dao. Disciples shouted in anger, demanding to know who he was. Lin Dao, seizing a blade in his hand, appraised it disdainfully. Your sacred blade of the Divine Blade Sect is only at the yellow rank level. With a flick of his wrist, the blade in Lin Dao's hand began to glow. You and I were destined to meet, so I will help you refine it once. Blades flew through the air, colliding with each other in a dazzling display. A colossal black dragon, comprised of the refined blade's power, materialized behind Lin Dao, sending shivers down the spines of all who beheld it. Manhua, taken aback by the overwhelming aura, stuttered, The sacred blade is advancing? She couldn't comprehend the power emanating from the blade dragon. My sacred blade of the Divine Blade Sect is the result of 100 years of hard work by the Divine Blade ancestors. Its rank is already at the yellow rank extreme, but now its power can reach the profound rank. Not just the profound rank. This sacred blade is so refined that from now on, it will be called the Overload Blade. With this revelation, the Divine Blade Sect will belong to me. Do you have any objections? Lin Dao sneered at Manhua. Caught off guard, Manhua attempted to retort, but Lin Dao's cold gaze silenced her. Suddenly, a tremendous aura descended from the sky, leaving the disciples in awe. The sacred blade! The sacred blade has advanced! The disciples exclaimed in fear and astonishment, their eyes widened with the realization that a new era had dawned for the Divine Blade Sect under the enigmatic Lin Dao. In a serene corner of the Divine Blade Sect, Leng Yueshuang, the female cultivator, sensed a disturbance in the spiritual energies. The sacred blade has advanced, she mused, her brows furrowing with curiosity. The scene shifted to the hall where disciples had gathered, and Lin Dao now occupied the throne of the Divine Blade Sect. Leng Yueshuang, perched on her lotus throne, approached the scene, pondering the unexpected turn of events. Could it be that Manhua broke through? The sacred blade was taken by him, and I can't see through his cultivation. Is he from some big power, she wondered. Relieved, she muttered to herself, I am the sect master of the Divine Blade Sect, Leng Yueshuang. I don't know what senior came to my Divine Blade Sect for. Lin Dao, overhearing her, chimed in with a teasing tone, oh, your name is not bad. Your figure is also good. Leng Yueshuang's head twitched in response. Senior is joking. Lin Dao playfully covered his mouth, you have a familiar aura about you. You're surnamed Leng as well. What is your relationship with that stinky kid, Leng Qiuqiu? Ji Mingyue and the disciples were shocked upon hearing the name Leng Qiuqiu. Leng Yueshuang, growing irritated, replied, Senior's cultivation is amazing, but you can't call my Divine Blade Sect's ancestor by name directly. Lin Dao, with a shout, declared, Ancestor? 10,000 years ago? I didn't expect that it would take 10,000 years to return to my senses. Leng Qiuqiu. I didn't expect that kid to have ascended. Sigh. Unfazed, he asserted, from today on, this Divine Blade Sect will be led by me. You already did. Leng Yueshuang, indignant, retorted, although I don't know who senior is, my Divine Blade Sect's foundation was laid by my ancestor 10,000 years ago, so I will not just hand it over. Drawing her blade from her chest, she continued defiantly, even if the Divine Blade Sect is destroyed, I will never surrender. Lin Dao, impressed, quipped, Heh, you have some backbone. Leng Qiuqiu, your descendants are not bad. Leng Yueshuang, intrigued yet skeptical, invited him closer, come closer, I have something to tell you. As she approached, she found herself being inexplicably drawn towards Lin Dao. With a display of his spiritual powers, Lin Dao revealed to her the past scene of 10,000 years ago, where his ancestor was none other than Leng Qiuqiu, her predecessor and master. As the truth unfolded, Leng Yueshuang's expressions shifted instantly. Ji Mingyue, observing the spectacle, remarked, what did he say? I've never seen Master show such an expression on her face. Bowing before Lin Dao, Leng Yueshuang acknowledged, I understand. From today onwards, Senior Lin will be the new sect master of our Divine Blade Sect. The disciples, witnessing this unexpected turn of events, were left in stunned silence. On the auspicious wedding day, Lin Dao and Ji Mingyue observed the sect from above, a radiant aura enveloping them. However, the news of their union stirred frustration and disbelief among the disciples. The holy maiden of the Divine Blade Sect, Ji Mingyue, and the abandoned disciple of the Heavenly Sword Sect, Lin Dao, have fallen in love. They will marry 3 days later, the disciples exclaimed in disbelief. Impossible. The holy maiden Ji Mingyue is getting a husband. Damn it. Just who is it? Who is worthy of our holy maiden? From today onwards, I no longer have a dream. I want to quit the Divine Blade Sect. Ugh. The shock reverberated through the sect as disciples struggled to come to terms with the unexpected news. Among them, Zhou Mubai, the man in the green robe and Ji Mingyue's pursuer for 3 years, felt a surge of anger upon hearing that she was marrying the abandoned disciple of the Heavenly Sword Sect. The revelation of Lin Dao as Ji Mingyue's chosen partner had ignited a storm of emotions within the Divine Blade Sect, with the lovers, now bound by matrimony, facing the disapproval and astonishment of those around them. Above, Lin Dao and Ji Mingyue observed the tumultuous reactions of the disciples. Ji Mingyue, despite the circumstances, couldn't help but mutter to herself, he's just a guy who likes to show off. How did he make Master believe his nonsense? Ji Mingyue, you have to understand that you weren't wronged. This man can lead our Divine Blade Sect to become the strongest in the eastern frontier, no, even the entire continent. With a confident demeanor, Lin Dao continued, addressing Ji Mingyue, rest assured, the wedding is just a disguise. I have no interest in you. Women will only affect the spirit of swinging my blade. Ji Mingyue's anger surfaced, but she found herself unable to retort. Lin Dao, deep in thought, reflected, 10,000 years have passed, I'm afraid Wang Xian'er has become even stronger. Now is not the time to reveal myself. I'll cultivate in secret. When my wings have fully grown, I'll seek revenge. He pondered further, she would probably never expect me, with my pride, to marry the holy maiden of the Divine Blade Sect as cover. The intricate web of Lin Dao's plans, shrouded in mystery and revenge, unfolded amidst the facade of a seemingly ordinary wedding. The scene shifted back to the Divine Blade Sect, where Leng Yueshuang sat gracefully, sipping her tea. With an air of serenity, she looked at the tense gathering and spoke, Heavenly Sword Sect, if you knew that the disciple you chose to abandon became the husband of the holy maiden of the Divine Blade Sect, what would you feel? The leader of the Heavenly Sword Sect, Su Jiansheng, with his flowing white hair, retorted, Sect leader, this is too childish. I cannot agree. The holy maiden and my son are childhood sweethearts. They were supposed to be a couple. What is this Lin Dao worth anyway? How can an abandoned disciple of the Heavenly Sword Sect be worthy of the holy maiden? Just then, Ji Mingyue and Lin Dao entered the hall. Lin Dao, with a confident smile, exclaimed, what a joke. There's nothing in this world that I, Lin Dao, am unworthy of. Ji Mingyue's head twitched, and she murmured to herself, a thing? Just who is your thing? Su Jiansheng, now infuriated, said, such arrogance. Brat, what qualifications do you have? Lin Dao cut him off with a sharp retort, noisy. He swiftly attacked Su Jiansheng, blood spewing from his mouth as he collided with the wall. The elders of the sect watched in shock, fear etched on their faces. Leng Yueshuang, unfazed, continued sipping her tea, eventually placing the cup down. She declared, I, Leng Yueshuang, am the sect leader of the Divine Blade Sect. Elders, today I invited everyone here not to discuss, but to notify. If there is nothing else, everyone can return. Ignoring the chaos, Leng Yueshuang's calm authority resonated. The white-haired man begrudgingly acknowledged, using strength to convince people. This old man will grudgingly acknowledge it. Su Jiansheng, cupping his hand, acknowledged Lin Dao and said, I shall take my leave. He departed, leaving the hall. Outside, his son Zhou Mubai rushed to him, alarmed. Father! What happened? You're injured. Zhou Mubai assisted his father, who warned, Zhou, you have to be careful around Lin Dao. I didn't expect him to be so powerful and ruthless. One word of disapproval, and he heavily injured me. Zhou Mubai, surprised, questioned, how is this possible? Damn it, father. Ji Mingyue definitely cannot marry that scoundrel Lin Dao. His father reassured him, From what I see, Lin Dao is no braver than an ordinary man. Don't worry, Ji Mingyue will be yours in the end. This Divine Blade Sect will belong to our Zhou family in the end too. The scene unfolded within the sect where Lin Dao sat in focused meditation, his legs crossed as he delved into the profound realms of cultivation. The martial world, a vast expanse divided into 9 major realms, postnatal, innate, profound core, spirit condensing, yuan breaking, celestial phenomenon, profound spirit, immortal, and heavenly emperor. Normal martial arteries must undergo meticulous body refinement, progressing through qi and blood, muscles and bones, and grand unity. Only through the completion of the unity of blood and bones, coupled with achieving postnatal protection, can one fathom the ethereal aura of heaven and earth and ascend to the innate realm. With a resolute spirit, Lin Dao continued, a blade heart beats within me, transcending the limitations of the mortal realm. The blade is the Dao, and the blade heart is the very essence of my own heavenly Dao. All powers inherent to the heavenly Dao can be continuously fortified within me. I am the heavens, I am the Dao. He contemplated further, the innate realm, a realm divided into 9 major levels, ranging from the 9th level to the 1st level. At present, I reside in the 7th innate realm. Yet, when it comes to combat prowess, none below the 2nd innate level can be deemed my equal. The sect leader of the Heavenly Sword Sect, Su Jiansheng, languishes at a meager 4th innate level. A steely determination filled Lin Dao's eyes as he declared, "Since I have assumed control of this body, the grievances of its previous owner are now mine to bear. Heavenly Sword Sect, brace yourselves for your impending doom." The following day, Lin Dao strolled through the bustling streets of the sect, his presence eliciting whispers and curious gazes from onlookers. "That's Lin Dao? The abandoned disciple of the Heavenly Sword Sect? He's just a freeloader." A dissenting voice chimed in, "I don't think so. A person favored by the Holy Maiden can't be trash, right?" As the discussion swirled around him, Lin Dao couldn't help but roll his eyes, muttering to himself, "Why are there a bunch of morons everywhere I go? Did I comprehend the moron halo and not the blade heart?" The irony of his thoughts, tinged with sarcasm, lingered in the air as he continued to navigate the busy streets, unfazed by the opinions that danced around him. Soon, Lin Dao found himself standing before the treasure pavilion, eyes gleaming with curiosity. He couldn't resist the temptation and declared, The Divine Blade Sect's treasury? Guess I'll just take a look to see what kind of treasures the Divine Blade Sect has." However, his exploration was abruptly interrupted by 2 individuals who approached and blocked his path. One of them sneered, "Only core disciples have the qualifications to enter this place. Dogs and matrilocal sons-in-law aren't allowed." Muttered to himself, "He's not as handsome as me. Why does Ji Mingyue prefer him?" Angrily, he retorted, "Get lost." The frontman, undeterred, stated, "It's obvious that only Elder Zhou's son is worthy of the Holy Maiden, and this place is under the jurisdiction of Elder Zhou. You understand?" Another added, "A matrilocal son-in-law isn't welcome here. Get lost." Lin Dao's frustration reached its peak, and a formidable aura emerged from his being. He snapped, "You lot keep yapping on and on about how I'm some dog or matrilocal son-in-law. You think I'm some random Lin born to be a freeloader?" Just then, Zhou Mubai arrived, clapping his hands, and declared, "Well said. I was just wondering who dared to act presumptuous at the door of my family's treasury, and it turned out it was the unwanted dog of the Heavenly Sword Sect. Enemies meet on a narrow road. I haven't returned the favor of injuring my father, and you came looking for trouble yourself." Perplexed, Lin Dao asked, "Who are you?" Zhou Mubai's eyes flashed with malice, "You took what I loved. You enjoyed my father." Lin Dao was taken aback as he recognized the ghostly aura surrounding Zhou Mubai. Without warning, Zhou Mubai drew his blade and slashed at Lin Dao, declaring, "You forced my hand." Lin Dao, demonstrating agility, dodged the attack and took a few steps backwards. The unexpected swiftness surprised him as Zhou Mubai's blade grazed his face. Undeterred, Zhou Mubai instantly rushed towards Lin Dao, unleashing another skill, the Ghost Lantern Soul Extinguisher, Black Moon 19. Panic gripped the onlookers. "Oh no! Senior brother Zhou Mubai has killing intent. Quick, inform the elder. Someone's going to die." Zhou Mubai, consumed by a sense of madness, declared, "Today I will cut you into thousands of pieces." Relentlessly, he launched a barrage of attacks at Lin Dao, who skillfully dodged many of the strikes. Zhou Mubai, driven to the brink, was losing control. His only focus was on eliminating Lin Dao at any cost. Lin Dao, however, chuckled amidst the chaos, taunting, "You want to cut me into pieces? With just the toy in your hand?" Zhou Mubai, incredulous, retorted, "Ha? You can still laugh? Have you lost your rationality from excessive blood loss?" Despite his clothes being torn and bearing flesh wounds, Lin Dao brushed it off, stating, it's just some flesh wounds, not worth mentioning. A youngster like you may not quite understand, but a blade cultivator's body is even tougher than a blade. Zhou Mubai, frustrated, exclaimed, "A person is tougher than a blade? You're truly stupid. This ghost howl blade is my Zhou family's heirloom, a middle yellow rank." With a surge of demonic power, Lin Dao shattered Zhou Mubai's ghost howl blade. Confused, Zhou Mubai frowned, demanding, "You. What demonic art did you use?" Lin Dao, approaching coldly, quipped, "I rarely wear a set of Armani from the cultivation world, and I didn't even wear it for 2 days before you ruined it. Hurry up and compensate me." He then effortlessly smashed Zhou Mubai into the ground, leaving the watching disciples in shock. As Lin Dao retrieved his storage bag, he mockingly said, "Hey! You flaunted yourself as if you had 2.58 million. Aren't you supposed to be a young master? Why do you have so little?" Ignoring Zhou Mubai's protests, Lin Dao proceeded to enter the treasure pavilion. The other disciples restrained Zhou Mubai, who shouted, "Lin Dao." The determination in his eyes didn't waver as he declared, "I will fight to the death with you." Unperturbed, Lin Dao continued into the treasure pavilion, greeted by 2 disciples. Surveying the treasures, he remarked, "There's quite a lot. A pity that they are all defective goods." With curiosity piqued, he added, "Oh, there's a second floor. Let's see." Lin Dao examined a jade bottle and commented, "The stuff on the second floor is also." His words trailed off as a shadow approached from behind, warning, "Kid, you can't take this stuff on the second floor." Ignoring the caution, Lin Dao retorted, "There are just defective goods. You think I want them? Are there better ones?" The shadow, revealed to be an old caretaker, exclaimed, "You don't like them? You have quite the attitude." Lin Dao turned his head and stated, "The best pills here are only low yellow rank at most. The least I need is extreme yellow rank pills. There's no way the entire Divine Blade Sect doesn't have a single one, right?" The old man replied, "Extreme yellow rank? I've lived so long, and I've never seen more than a few extreme yellow rank pills." Unperturbed, Lin Dao continued, "Is the Divine Blade Sect's level of alchemy so low? Forget it, I'll refine them myself. Old man, prepare 1,000 stalks of heavenly heart herbs for me. I'll collect them in 3 days." Enraged, the old man retorted, "Presumptuous. Even the sect leader wouldn't order this old man around with such a tone." Lin Dao, using his powers, froze the old man in midair, stating, "Do you understand? Prepare the heavenly heart herbs for me as soon as possible." The old man, astonished, replied, "I'm already at the 9th innate level. How did you do that, kid?" As this transpired, a man in a black robe approached, announcing, "Is senior brother Lin Dao here? There's a letter for you." Lin Dao walked forward, took the letter, and upon reading it, his eyes twitched as he shouted, "Su Wu Wang." The scene shifted to the Death Valley, where 2 ghost-like figures stood, patiently awaiting Lin Dao's arrival. One of them remarked, that Lin Dao is just a little brat, yet Su Wu Wang paid a high price and asked my deadman sect to move. Su Wu Wang, who was Lin Dao's sister, urgently shouted, "Big brother Lin Dao. You must not come." One of the figures, a member of the deadman sect, seized her head and remarked, "Oh, what a charming girl. I can spare your brother, as long as you beg me. You can also try to serve me well, as long as you please me. Then, I'll promise to leave your brother alive." The sinister proposal hung in the air, casting a dark shadow over the desolate landscape of Death Valley. The other dead man scoffed, "Enough, old ghost. In the deadman sect, when have we ever spared the living? This little girl is just a fledgling. Don't think about manipulating her. I want to drink the first soup of a virgin's essence." The dead man holding Su Wu Wang argued, "No first soup for you. Any woman touched by you is no different from a human swine or a rag. How about a bet? If I can defeat Lin Dao within 3 moves, then I'll take the essence. As the tension heightened, the weather abruptly changed, and lightning struck from the clouds. It's gotten windy. It's raining now. Lin Dao, you must have quite a big fate. Even the heavens are showing mercy towards you. Soon, the sound of footsteps approached, and it was Lin Dao. He remarked, "This rain is not falling for me." "It's for you," the dead man replied, his eyes flashing with anger. Drawing his blade, he added, "You've got a short tongue." The dead man lunged towards Lin Dao, slashing his blade, but Lin Dao effortlessly dodged the attack. Su Wuwang, fearing for her brother, pleaded, "Brother, they want to kill you. Hurry up and run away. Don't worry about me." The dead man smirked, "Hee, you can see through my movement technique? You have some ability. Now look carefully." He initiated the first move, creating several images around him. The first move, the dead man executed his technique, forming multiple images. The other dead men exclaimed, "Oh damn, it's already the second move." One creates 2 forms. 2 forms create 10,000 images. Several wheels floated in the air, shattering the ground, while Lin Dao stood among them. Unfazed, he remarked, "Petty tricks." Lin Dao raised his hand, generating a golden aura that stopped 2 wheels about to slash him. With a taunting grin, he said, "Have your wool blades back," and threw the blades back at the dead man. "Shit," the dead man frowned, swiftly dodging the blades. Another dead man laughed, he reversed the old ghost sword technique and sent it back at him. How is this possible? The injured dead man covered his wound and exclaimed, "Where did he go?" The uncertainty lingered as Lin Dao's elusive movements kept his adversaries on edge. Meanwhile, Lin Dao swiftly saved his sister, cradling her in his arms. The dead man frowned, muttering, "So fast." Lin Dao gently spoke to Su Wuwang, "I'm sorry, little sister. Don't take off your blindfold for now. Because there will be blood next." His eyes flashed with a horrifying killing intent. The dead man approached Lin Dao, sneering, "Stinky brat, you talk big. I'll send you to your death." With those words, he drew his sword and unleashed his second move, heaven disappearing. In retaliation, Lin Dao employed his technique, Eye Blade. A massive blade emerged from Lin Dao's eyes, colliding with the dead man's sword. The dead man frowned, realizing the immense pressure. In the next moment, the dead man's sword shattered into pieces. The other dead man, witnessing the demise of his partner, was frightened. He started to approach, but Lin Dao cast another technique, Sheath, and countless blades tore him apart, his blood splashing on the remaining dead man. Trembling, the surviving dead man muttered, Just who are you? Even from the sect leader, no, even from the ancestor, I've never felt such a heavy killing intent. There is no way a teenager can have such a cultivation base. He is not human at all." Lin Dao approached the trembling dead man with a golden fire aura. Coldly, he said, "You don't deserve to know who I am. Tell me, how do you want to die?" The dead man, overcome with fear, kneeled and smashed his head on the ground. Desperately, he pleaded, "Su Wuwang hired my deadman's sect to take action and thus offended you, senior. I beg for your forgiveness. I know where Su Wuwang is. I can bring you to him. I'm even willing to become your sword slave. I beg you to spare my life, even if I have to betray the deadman's sect." Suddenly, the dead man's eyes flashed, and in the next moment, he transformed into a larger, more formidable creature. He sneered, It's not that easy to betray a sect, especially when you are in an evil sect." The dead man attacked with his powers, but Lin Dao easily dodged. The dead man underwent another transformation, becoming even more powerful, and drew his sword with a heavy roar. Witnessing this, Su Wuwang shouted, "Big brother, be careful." The dead man swung his sword at Lin Dao, slashing fiercely. Unfazed, Lin Dao remarked, "You are the worst sword cultivator I have ever seen." Su Wuwang, filled with concern, shouted, "Big brother, Lin Dao," as the demon continued his relentless assault. In response to the onslaught, Lin Dao stopped the sword with his hand, declaring, "If I let you continue chopping down at me, I'd like to change clothes again." Evil arts are evil arts. Even intelligence is completely lost. You're a sword cultivator, yet you use a sword like a blade. Since that's the case, I'll let you experience what is called a blade art. With that said, he unleashed his sword technique, slashing at the dead man. The dead man exclaimed, "Impossible." The mountains behind them were torn apart into two pieces with the force of the blade, and the dead man met his demise. The battle concluded, leaving a heavy silence in the aftermath. The scene shifted to the Divine Blade Sect, with Lin Dao carrying his sister Su Wuwang on his shoulder as they approached the sect. Su Wuwang whispered, "Big brother, don't leave me." Lin Dao contemplated, "In my past life, my relatives died in the chaos of war, so I've never experienced the warmth of family. Thus, in this life, I'll never let my close relatives suffer any more grievances." The guards of the Divine Blade Sect stopped Lin Dao, declaring, "Halt." The Divine Blade Sect's rules state that outsiders are not allowed to enter at will. Su Wuwang, still on Lin Dao's shoulder, opened her eyes and said, "Big brother, will this bring you trouble?" Lin Dao reassured her, "It's fine." The guard insisted, "Stop. You." Lin Dao exhaled blue air, and suddenly, a massive tornado formed, knocking all the guards down. Seizing the opportunity, Lin Dao entered the sect, determined to navigate the challenges that lay ahead. Such a thing happened? A fellow disciple rushed to inform Zhou Mubai about the recent events. Zhou Mubai inquired, "Lin Dao broke the rules of the Divine Blade Sect?" A sly smile crept across his face, "Outsiders are not allowed entry." This was personally set by the sect leader. "Lin Dao, oh Lin Dao, even the Holy Maiden can't protect you this time." He turned to the fellow disciple and instructed, "Have the Punishment Hall's senior brother deal with this." The fellow disciple nodded, responding, "Yes." The wheels of consequence began turning as the Divine Blade Sect prepared to address Lin Dao's breach of their rules. "Su Wuwang, I brought you here to recuperate. In the future, you will live here with me. Take a good rest," Lin Dao reassured his sister. A knock on Lin Dao's door interrupted the moment of respite. When he emerged, people shouted, "Lin Dao! You broke the rules of the Divine Blade Sect, bringing in an outsider without permission, even heavily injuring fellow disciples. You even made the Punishment Hall's senior brother wait." Lin Dao shook his head and responded, "I'm here, but whether or not you can take me away depends on your skill." The Punishment Hall's senior brother, holding a chain, declared, "A matrilocal son-in-law is still so arrogant. I have tolerated you for a long time. I will arrest you now." However, Lin Dao's eyes flashed, and he swiftly employed his technique. The Punishment Hall senior brother fell with his blade technique, the chains are broken. The adult disciples, witnessing this, shouted, "It's a blink of evil art again. Everyone, charge." One of them stepped forward, criticizing Lin Dao, "Lin Dao. Use real weapons if you are a man. What kind of man specializes in using despicable tricks?" Lin Dao laughed and retorted, "Real weapons? Stop joking. Your sins do not warrant death." The tension in the Divine Blade Sect escalated as Lin Dao stood firm against the accusations and the approaching disciples. "At most, I'll use a pinky finger, and there will be deaths," Lin Dao warned as the disciples approached, swinging chains in their hands. The disciples, angered by Lin Dao's defiance, shouted, "Bastard! Stop underestimating others. Lin Dao raised his hand, creating an aura, and attacked with his pinky finger. Instantly, everything in the direction he pointed shattered. Lin Dao remarked, "I gave you guys a chance, but you didn't grab onto it. I want to go back in and rest. If you dare disturb me anymore, you will be killed." With that said, he closed the door. Frightened, the disciples below muttered, "We can only have the elders make a move." Su Wuwang walked forward and said, "Big brother, should just leave." Lin Dao reassured her, "Don't worry. Your big brother is currently the Holy Maiden's husband, so these people can't do anything to me." Su Wuwang was surprised by this revelation and asked, "Big brother, is what you said true?" Lin Dao confirmed, "Of course it's true." Su Wuwang hesitated, then said, "Big brother, but if this is the case?" Lin Dao asked, "What's wrong?" Su Wuwang, feeling embarrassed, remained silent. The complexities of the situation weighed heavily on their minds. The scene shifts to the Deadman Sect. Other disciples reported to the sect leader that they had made a mistake, and that Old Ghost and the others were now gone. The Deadman Sect's leader whispered, "Oh, it's always been my Deadman Sect killing others, yet today some of us were killed by trash." The unexpected turn of events sparked intrigue and concern within the Deadman Sect. The disciple knelt and said, "Our intelligence is that Lin Dao is in the postnatal realm. A true piece of trash." This subordinate, the Deadman Sect's leader interrupted, "Very good. I understand everything, so raise your head." The disciple complied, and the sect leader's eyes flashed, "Look into my eye." In the next moment, the disciple burned with fire and died instantly. The sect leader declared, "Failure to do your job properly is a capital offense. Old Fifth." The sect leader called for someone else, pondering, "Is there anyone tougher bone for this old fifth to gnaw on?" Soon, another figure approached. The sect leader exclaimed, "The Divine Blade Sect has a person named Lin Dao. He killed 2 of my subordinates. I want you to personally make a move and bring back his brain." The approached figure responded, "I have heard of this Lin Dao. He was supposed to be the scapegoat for Su Wuwei, the young monster of the Heavenly Sword Sect, yet he became a son-in-law of the Divine Blade Sect by a twist of fate." The sect leader cautioned, "The Divine Blade Sect attaches great importance to him, and he may inherit the sect's blade chi. Do not be careless." The ghostly figure replied, In this land of endless suffering, I've never failed in killing the ones I wish to kill," and then disappeared. The sect leader mused, "True. After all, this land is just a bitter sea with pitifully scarce spiritual chi. Lin Dao. Am I worrying too much? I feel like I've heard this name somewhere before. I can't remember it at the moment." The shadows of uncertainty loomed over the Deadman Sect's leader as they contemplated the potential threat posed by Lin Dao. The scene shifts to the Heavenly Sword Sect, where Su Wuwei, the son of the sect leader, expresses his frustration, "I shouldn't have tested the Deadman Sect. That bunch of scammers." Su Wuwei rages, claiming that it's a sure kill and recommending a package deal with both literary and martial talents. "They scammed me out of the money I was gonna use to drink flower wine. And who knows what kind of city assassins they sent. They couldn't even kill some trash. So irritating." Beside him, a servant chuckles and reassures, He. Young master, please don't be impatient. The Deadman Sect has already arranged an even stronger expert." Su Wuwei continues venting, "Those sons of bitches. They better not fail again. Now I have no money, and I have to return to my old business. Bring in that newly kidnapped girl." The servant agrees, "Yes. This little fun will do that." He opens the gate and brings the girl in. Su Wuwei's eyes light up at the sight of her beauty. The servant remarks, "Young master, please enjoy. This little one will leave now." Su Wuwei eagerly shouts, "Leave quickly." He removes the cloth from the girl's mouth, and she screams, Who are you?" "My fiancé is a disciple of the Heavenly Sword Sect." Su Wuwei laughs, "Oh, ha ha ha. Then isn't this more exciting? What's your fiancé's name?" The girl exclaims, "My fiancé is Lin Dao." The revelation adds a new layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Upon hearing that, Su Wuwei trembled. "You are saying that your fiancé is Lin Dao? The Lin in the forest and Dao in Taoism?" The girl confirmed, "Yes. The two of us have been engaged since young. You better release me as soon as possible. Otherwise, the Heavenly Sword Sect won't let you go." Su Wuwei clenched his teeth, contemplating the situation. After a moment, he released the girl and said, "So, you were a junior sister. It's a misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding. Miss, you probably don't know, but Lin Dao has already betrayed the Heavenly Sword Sect. Not only that, he is now far beyond my reach. He's already the husband of the Divine Blade Sect's holy maiden." The girl, filled with anger, replied, "Impossible. Lin Dao isn't such a person." Su Wuwei laughed and said, "I speak the truth. If you don't believe me, I will personally bring you to the Divine Blade Sect tomorrow to find Lin Dao and confront him." The girl agreed, saying, "All right." Su Wuwei chuckled, "Lin Dao, oh Lin Dao. I thought you were an honest man. I didn't think you were a flower-picking lecher like me. Hee hee. When I take this yet-to-be-married bride and cause a scene at the Divine Blade Sect tomorrow, let's see if you won't get pointed at by 1,000 husbands. With Ji Mingyue's fiery temper, she might just castrate you on the spot. Ha ha ha." The plot thickens with the promise of a confrontation at the Divine Blade Sect. The next day, Lin Dao woke up and whispered, "Where did Lin Yi run off so early?" Meanwhile, Lin Yi was busy cooking food in the kitchen. She carefully tasted a spoonful of the dish to ensure its perfection. Lin Dao approached and asked, "Yi, what are you cooking? Just leave this kind of stuff to the servants." Lin Yi replied with a playful smile, "Big brother, since when did we have servants?"